know how many mules he can get in the air, how much damage he can get with those. His evolution chipper is also pulsating, so assuming he's getting carapace upgrades for his zerglings, his 4 sunken column just in the natural expansion. So in that regard, he is going to be able to prevent those medic marines from doing any sort of frontal attack. 3 turrets there at the north side of the natural expansion, but if Mutalists try to attack from the south, if Hwasin does not manage to counter problematic marines, he is going to be able to still be effective. He is going to fly outside, out of range, be fairly safe. You're going to see whether he actually tries to go for those or not. Medic marines now coming up to the upper left side. There was Zerg in there to spot. The Mutalists actually going to go. Haran going to try to go for some harassment. He's going to take some SCVs out, but he's going to get fired by those turrets. Only 1 turret actually hitting those Mutalists, so that's also a big weakness. There's an Overlord. I believe 2 Overlords in the upper left-hand position. They're both going to get taken out by medic marines. Meanwhile, 2 Overlords. Oh man, Haran doing a bad job of hiding OVs at the upper left-hand, losing 2 of them. Meanwhile, still trying to get some harass done. Has done a decent job of killing SCVs. Queen's Nest, meanwhile, coming up for him, and he really needs a 3rd base at this point. Possibly go to the 3-car position, try to damage on. Still getting more SCVs, only getting hit by 1 single turret. There are medic marines at the south side, but they're not ranging it, and Haran at this point has completely decimated the natural expansion. This really goes to show 2 turrets going down alongside. Marines finally moving up with Mutalists taking out all the turrets, and natural expansion not mining at all. So he's definitely making up for his loss of Overlords, killing a lot of SCVs, also managing to counter these medic marines pretty well. But Hwasin has been allowed to get 2 decently large troops of medic marines. He has 1 to defend his natural expansion and his main, while he has a large troop running at the north side. 2nd evolution chipper coming up for Haran, but still doing a beautiful job with these mules. Still just running around, not allowing the natural expansion to be reestablished by Hwasin, putting down a 5th sunken colony, in fact. Still has a few zerglings on the ground, using them as scouts, just running around trying to get some free shots with medic marines. He really shouldn't attack those, though, if they're just sitting there. As long as there's no mining in the natural expansion, it doesn't really matter what's sitting there. You don't want to take the full brunt of the fire from the medic marines. But Hwasin now still just sitting on 1 base, so Haran definitely has done a good job in that effect. But he really needs to take down 1 more base, still funneling a drone moving up, possibly going to the 12 o'clock position. Well, I think the 3 o'clock would be slightly more easily to defend. I think the drone was actually taken out. It was moving around. Also, Zerglings on the ground alongside those Mutalists. We're going to see they do have speed upgrades and Carapace upgrade 1, while the Marines have weapons 1 upgrades. So a lot of Zerglings on the ground actually for Haran. We're going to see what actually tries to go for full-on attack. He does a Mutalist in there. There's a bunch of Zerglings moving down south. Well, Hwasin is actually has zone medic maneuvers. We're going to see what actually moves those down to try to defend. He is taking out some SCVs, taking out some turrets that are being built. So Haran doing another beautiful harass. There is 1 turret at the south position at this point, though. So there are going to be 2 turrets that are going to be ranging those Mutalists. Ultra's Karen and Defiler Den already coming up. So Haran going a little bit crazy. So that's why he hasn't been really not doing much but building a few Mutalists here, and they're still killing a lot of SCVs, taking some damage on those Mutalists, though. Hasn't really been reinforcing them very heavily, possibly just saving up gas, getting a lot of those Zerglings out. Most likely he has possibly even getting some cracklings. I'm not definitely has Hive at this point, but I still don't see a 3rd base from him, so I'm not really sure he can possibly afford this. Defilement already getting some consume going. Another drone going to come out, but Haran's just trying to win this entire thing on 2 bases, and I honestly think there's a mistake on his part. He's over pushing his tech. He's going to actually move in with Mutalists and Zerglings now. He's going to be able to completely surround this force of Hwasin, completely decimate it, as a lot of Zerg on the ground. Hwasin has still a lot in his force, and I think as long as Hwasin keeps this going, as long as Hwasin just keeps alive, stays alive, he's going to be able to eventually take Haran out, simply due to the fact that Haran is definitely pushing his Atlantic economy way too much, getting a Defiler amount. Maybe he should be able to live on that, but again, Ultralight Camera alongside, he's definitely not going to be able to produce what he wants to produce quickly enough on those few bases. Actually going to move his Zerglings out. Has a lot of Zerglings. Loses all of his Mutalists, though. But let's see if the Zerglings actually manage to accomplish this. He might actually not be able to do this. Hwasin barely managed to keep his Mutalists alive. No, he is going to lose the last of his forces. But at what cost? Haran loses lost all of his last Mutalists and a lot of his Zerglings, and now he doesn't much at all in the way of forces. 2 starports coming up for Hwasin. Now I think he even had a science vessel out. There's a fire battle alongside a few Mutalists, a few Marines. I'm sorry, Haran finally tried to expand the upper left hand. That does get spotted by Hwasin, so he's going to send out a missionary force as soon as he can to, take them out. First Ultralist now. There are some Scourge also take out the science vessel on the air, but I'm not quite sure. Haran is pushing his economy way too heavily. He has the Defiler alongside, but not enough cracklings, I believe, at all. Hwasin has tanks at this point, assuming he has siege as well. Those Ultralists are not going to be able to help. There are a few, there's 2, 3 now on the field as well. So long as alongside Defiler and Zerglings, I think he needs a few more Zerglings. He's actually thinking of going for a break here. That's his plan. Go for a break go for a full-on high-tech break before Hwasin has to do anything. Overlord's going to run in first. He's going to take the brunt of the fire. Dark Swarm coming up. And we see Zerglings running up just now. Ultra is taking the brunt of the fire. Consume coming up second. Oh, man. Second Dark Swarm going out. Third Ultra is running up. Another Dark Swarm. Just all the Zerg is being used for food for the Defiler. As the Ultra is just trying to take everything. And there are fire bats in the bunker, though. But the bunker is going to go down. And the Ultra is still alive. Two Sentinels that are tanks. I'm not quite sure if they have siege or not. The Ultra is competitive. They're running up They're running up right now. One of the Sentinels goes down to Scourge, and Dark Swarm, still enough Dark Swarm for Haran to get up to the Raxus. Holy crap. Hwasin now has to be very careful. More Zergies running in. Let's see whether the Defiler is going to have enough Zergies yet for food. Launching these Ultra is still alive. There are some fire bats alongside Medic Marines on the ground. Just has to wait for these Dark Swarms to end, but the Ultra is still going around taking out everything, trying to take out some turrets. On the left side, there is a tank there, but no siege mode as of yet. Needs some fire bats. Hwasin needs some fire bats. Front and center play goes off on a lot of the force of Hwasin, and Hwasin now in deep trouble. Holy crap, this heavy attack when it fails. Oh man, it's heavy attack. Hwasin fails here. Oh my god. Dark Swarm's coming up all the way. His production getting massacred, but I just think Haran maybe not having enough. Oh no, Hwasin looks like he's in a lot of trouble. His main is just about getting penetrated, but finally Sentinels managed to eradicate. Did lose natural expansion. He's getting his Raxus attack, but I'm not quite sure if there are enough Dark Swarms overall or not. Ultra is, however, still running, and Hwasin in a lot of trouble, and he finally GG's. Never mind. Haran pushes through with a 2-base Hive Tech frontal assaults. Ultras, Zerglings, and Defilers on 2 bases, and Hwasin definitely wasn't expecting that. Man. So I definitely gotta say, a little bit creative by this new guy. Definitely an interesting build. 2-base everything. Honestly, if Hwasin has held that, would have been able to hold that back and prevent the massive amount of Mutalisk harassment there by Haran, he would have been able to get back in this game. But Haran, all in all, setting up a beautiful attack, doing a heavy amount of harassment with his Mutalisk simply due to the mechanics on the map, and just eventually taking the game. I honestly didn't think he was going to be able to do it simply because of the huge disadvantage pushing your economy that heavily gives you. But he did manage to hold Hwasin back, managed to prevent Hwasin from doing any sort of frontal assault, and eventually get back into the game. So, wow, it's good to be back in StarCraft, guys. GG, wrenching out. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed.